Hey everybody. So, oh my God, I'm back again. And I have a really, really cool person that I would like to introduce you guys to. This is an award-winning author and motivational speaker from right here in my little town, Shamika Tony. Shamika, say hi to everybody.
Hey everyone. Super
She,
excited to be here. Thank you so much,
yeah.
Valerie.
She's a very, very, very sweet, very funny, very interesting person. And when she contacted me saying that she was interested in doing my show, I had kind of put it out there for somebody, if you wanted to do my new season coming up, please let me know. And told me her story. Goodness gracious. Half of y'all would have fell apart, I promise. I promise, because I probably would have been one of them people that fell apart from her
Mhm.
story. But, she is thriving and living out loud. That's, that was is
Out
a good way
loud.
to put it. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That is it used to be a show that me and my husband did on YouTube, Living Out Loud. I wanna get back to that. So when I read that in your bio, I was like, "What?" That was kinda like meant to be. So I'm just gonna let you roll, tell
Yeah.
everybody about who you are, what you've done, and everything that you want them to know.
All right, cool. So, hey, hello everyone again. Again, Mallory is just amazing. Thank you for the opportunity to hang out with you
Absolutely,
and your
yeah.
audience for a while. Yeah, so I am Shamika Tony. I live out here in just the suburbs of Illinois and been out here for, gosh, it's going on 21 years now, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I grew up, so just a little background. I grew up military. So my dad was in the army, did 23 years. We spent a ton of time overseas and
Mm,
traveling everywhere and all throughout the US and different bases in the US, but a lot of overseas time. And so with that, I've got to see a lot of cultures and I got to learn a lot of
yeah.
different people. And one of the really cool things that came out of it, and my mom will tell you, like, she'll tell you, I'll talk to the wall if it stands there long enough. And so it's just one of those people, like you had to always meet new people. And so
Mhm.
because we were always meeting new people, I can almost always find something in common with someone. So I'm literally going to be able to start a conversation with you. So you're warned. You be warned. Uh, I
Meanwhile,
am.
I don't like
I
people.
am. Oh, listen, this podcaster, you love it.
Right, right. Oh god, it's so hard. It's
So
anxiety, social anxiety, that's all it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely that butterfly. Or like I said,
Mhm.
I will literally talk to everyone. Let's see, I am married. My husband and I have been married. This year is 23 years, and we have three incredible adult young men. We have a 27-year-old and two 25-year-olds. And
Mm.
I'm in my professional life. I am a corporate trainer at one of the largest global insurance corporations. And I'm a writer, as Mallory said.
Yep.
I've written four books. I've got my debut novel is called Discovering the Covering, and we'll get into that a little bit more. But
Yeah.
that one is the one where I won two International Impact Book Awards from that book, so it's pretty
That's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. What would how do you even did you have to enter yourself for that? Or like how does that even work? I'm still very much our town, so I ain't won nothing international nowhere. So how do you even get that opportunity
To
to like
which one? I'm
be
sorry.
entered to like win a international
Oh,
award for your novel? Like how does that even happen?
I got you. So when I was writing the book, so just a little bit of the story behind it is I was writing a story and
Mhm.
I was I was talking with I was talking with a lady, we can talk more about that, but I was talking with her and she was like, you should be able to write some of the things of your life experiences, just write these into the story. And so I wrote it into the story and I finished the book in 2018. And I sat on it for a full year because I let the devil get in my ear and it was like, this book isn't any good. You've been wasting your time. Ain't nobody gonna want
Yeah.
this book, girl. Go and sit down somewhere. You gonna sell one copy. And that was it. And so when I finally did say, okay, let's just see, what if? And I put it out there and several publishers came right back to me and was like, yeah, 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 we can do it. We can do it. But there was a price attached to it. And I was like, I mean, I'm not a celebrity, right? And so they were
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, we'll do it, but it'll come at a price." And I was like, "Yeah, no, Imma figure this one out myself." And so I went the route of self-publishing. And from the self-publishing, I was able to find people from all over the world just to have them
Mhm.
have a part in the book. And so I had an editor from the UK, and I had a beta reader from, Africa, and so I had, like, bunch of people all over the world.
Wow.
And yeah, and so it finally got out there and got to going, and then this opportunity for this international, impact awards came out, and I saw it, and I was like, let me see a little bit about this." And so talking with them a little bit, they were like, "Yeah, go ahead and just submit your work. We'll judge it, and we'll see, if it works." And so I actually this is so I won the award in 2025. So late 2024, I submitted it
Oh, wow.
and I forgot about it. Yeah. I submitted it and I forgot about it. And so I think it was like March of last year. I was like, hey, I wonder whatever happened with that award or whatever. So I looked and I didn't see anything and I just reached out and I was like, hey, I didn't hear anything back. What's up with that? And they were like, oh, our bad. You won two international impact awards. And I was like,
Wow.
yeah, it was super cool. It was super
That's
cool.
amazing. I cannot
Yeah.
imagine.
It
Oh,
was
wow.
pretty amazing. Yeah,
So how do you get to
pretty
the
crazy.
point of writing a book? Like, tell me a little bit about your, like, backstory of your life in general and what led you up to saying, "Yep, I'm writing a book. This is happening."
So, yeah, so I have to go all the way back.
Do
There
it,
there
do
there
it.
were a couple look, there were a couple years. So I had to go all the way back to high school. So
Whew.
um senior year in high school, my high school English teacher, or 12th grade English teacher, had everyone, we did book reports and stuff like that. And so this one time, she had everyone do the book reports and she came back to, just do the book report review. And she was like, guys, like there's this one book report, like everybody did good, but there's this one book report. It was just amazing. It was this, it was that, da, 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 da. And so like, I say in my bio, like one of the things about Miss Williams, that was her name, Miss Williams. One of the things about it when she was talking, like her eyes were twinkling and she was just like so excited, right? And I was just like, who the heck is she talking about? Like,
Right, who wrote
I'm
this?
looking
Who wrote
around like,
it?
which one of y'all did that to her? And she called my name. And I was like, say, what now? Like, what?
What?
Yeah, she called my name and had me read an excerpt of it. And then after class, she pulled me aside and she was like, you really should consider writing. And I was like, "Okay." But, I'm a high school senior.
Right.
My plan was to play professional volleyball and to be a model. Like, that was my plan in life. So writing wasn't on the
Like,
bingo card.
girl, yeah, right. I'm a go ahead. I'm gonna be a writer. Right. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Appreciate you. Thank you, though.
Right.
But after that, after that, I kept kind of writing little stories. Like I would write little short stories. I would do poetry. I even did spoken word where we get up and, snap the fingers or whatever. So I did
Mhm.
that for a little bit of time. And then I was writing short stories. And so back in 2003, I was in
Okay.
Texas. I was in the shower and I had this vision of this woman in the shower. And I was like, okay, all right, interesting. In 2005, I was in Illinois and I was asleep. I had a dream. And in my dream, I was talking to the main character and her brother in the book. And I was talking to them as
What?
sure as I'm talking to you. Like, that is where their names came from in the book, is that conversation in my dream. It was so vivid. And so I just started writing a little bit about them, writing some more about them. And then at the time, I was dealing with some memories and some flashbacks of some trauma that I had in
Mhm.
college. And so I was, going to see a therapist because we got to take care of our mental health. That's one of the problems
Yep.
with us. We don't want to get our mental health taken care of, but
Yep.
definitely went to talk things out. And my therapist was like, "Hey, so you like to write. Why don't you write what happened?" And so getting some of that writing out, she's like, whether you do anything with it or not, it could be cathartic. So I said, okay, all right, cool. So I'll write, some of this
Yeah.
experience. And I ended up weaving the experience into the novel. And so as I was writing the novel, I kept weaving and writing and ultimately put it into my debut novel, which turned is the award winner, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's you know what? It's like that sometimes, cause I mean, not that I'm amazing or anything like that, but, like, when I used to write
Whatever.
music, I've
Oh,
never
okay.
I've never, what do you call it? I've never recorded my own music. I have
Mhm.
published my own music,
Mhm.
but that's how it used to be. I would be in the kitchen washing dishes, and then I would start humming something, and then I would go, "What am I humming?" I don't think that exists. Like, I don't know what that is. And then I would keep humming,
Mhm.
and then next thing I have to stop everything I'm doing now because now I'm hearing words. And
Yes.
it literally just happens like that. But to be dreaming, talking to the people you're about to write about is
Mhm.
something else
Yeah,
entirely.
yeah.
So question for
It
you.
sure is right here. Yeah.
Right? So you say you sat on it for a whole year. Like, what was going on during that
Mm.
year that you're just like, I see you there, book. I see you're done, but not yet. Like, was it literally
Literally,
just your own head?
it was my head. It was the fear. Like I got to the point where like it was so loud in my head that I knew that I was a good writer. Like I had Miss Williams in my head, but I also had short stories that I had written and I knew that they were good. I knew I was a
Yeah.
good writer. But this was different. This was a book. And this was a book that was going to hopefully get published. But part of it was like, ah, I don't know if I want that element of the story out there. I don't know
Mhm.
if I want to be that vulnerable because literally that's what it is. It's you taking this thing that you
Yeah.
have written and you've birthed and you nurtured and you've cared about and you put so much love and time and effort and blood and sweat and tears into, and then you're putting it out there for scrutiny.
Yeah.
And, like, that's just like walking outside naked, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just there for criticism, right? And that was, like, very loud in my head, just that concern about, is this and not my well, yeah, my concern plus the devil in my ear about this is just not gonna be
Mhm.
any good. Um, literally, I had everything on my laptop, and I would, like, purposely avoid touching my laptop because the book was on the laptop. Like,
That
it
sounds
was
like something
that
I
bad.
would do. I, I don't need to send no emails today. That sounds
Yeah,
exactly
we
like
ain't gonna
something
worry.
I would do.
Yeah, we ain't gonna worry about that. We're not gonna
Mm-mm.
we'll stay away from
Not
that.
at all.
Yep. Mhm.
So then was it just like a one day you just woke up and were like, "You know what? It's time," or was there
Mhm.
something that pushed you, or like how did that even just happen?
Yeah. Yeah, so the characters, like, in that 1 year while I was doing all that avoidance, part of it was, like, the characters never let me rest. Like, I was
Mm.
constantly seeing Amia or hearing Jamari or the whole story, like, it was there. Plus, it was like God was whispering like, "Hey, hello, what I tell you to do? What I tell you to do?" Right? Like, "You need to
Mhm.
go on and get this done," right? And so, like, after that year, I was like, "You know what? Okay. All right, what if God put this in my spirit for a reason?" Because literally I had a vision of this woman, then I dreamed and I had a conversation with them, and then I wrote, right? Like, what if this is supposed to happen? And
Yeah.
so I was just like, okay, whether or not one person reads it or whether, whatever, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm just gonna say, what if it's good? What if it's supposed to be? What if we go for it? And 2019, I said, let's do it. And I hit send in 2019 and said, okay, we'll see what happens.
Oh, I know that was oh. I
Yeah.
cannot imagine. I won't even do karaoke. That's how scared I am of being
Oh,
criticized
listen.
about my singing. Meanwhile, I'm I know I'm not an American Idol, but I know for a fact I could sing. I know for a fact if I really wanted to be a singer, there are a million and one artists out there that I could probably sing better than. But
Come
don't
on
ask me
now.
to sing karaoke
Mhm.
because I'm not doing it. It's not happening. Like
Now see,
I call it a
we're
golden
totally
throat.
opposite. Listen, so
I
we're
get a
totally
golden throat and
opposite
be like,
because I can't sing a lick. I promise you. I cannot carry a tune, but I will get my behind on stage and karaoke in a minute. I just I can't sing
But
a
you
lick.
know what? It's it's and back to like to here, let me grab this. Because our topic for today is strength doesn't
Mm,
always look strong, a discussion on vulnerability, fear, tears, and why true resilience often happens quietly behind the scenes. So
mm,
that's the fear part of that, right? But I feel
absolutely.
like it's because it's your baby. It's because it's something that's close to the chest. That's like
Yeah.
I don't want to let people take that and then destroy it because that's my
Mm,
baby. I'm afraid of that. And I feel like that's probably where I still am with that. Like I love to
okay.
sing. I love singing with
Mhm,
other people. I love just it's my gift. It's the gift that God gave me. So for me
mhm.
to give my gift and be vulnerable and get over my fears of share my gift with people, it's scary. 'Cause
It
like
is.
if I get up somewhere and I sing something, right, and I sing it from my heart and and somebody be like, "Whoa, she terrible." Imma be hurt. Imma be for real hurt. I
But, you
know I'm not
know
terrible, but I'm gonna be for real hurt.
absolutely.
So
And I mean, that's
it's
valid.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
valid though, right? Like those are your feelings and again, when you step outside of your comfort zone, you open yourself up to criticism
Mhm.
and praise and all of that, and that's scary, right?
Oh, yeah.
But here's the one thing that I will say about that is whether someone says something or not, do it, right? Like you just it honestly, someone's always going to have something to say. Like
Absolutely.
there are people who think Mariah Carey can't sing. There really are people, you know what I mean? And there are people who think that some comedians aren't funny, but they're cashing unfunny checks. You know what I
You
mean?
wait
Like
a minute, now you talking now, 'cause, like,
I'm
what?
just saying. I'm just
Let me
saying.
take my unfunny self to the bank, thanks so much.
Mhm. Let
Whew.
me let me cry myself. Let me cry myself a river and endorse the back of this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like someone's gonna have something to say, and
Yep,
what I have
yep,
learned is just do it. Just
yep.
do it.
I you know what? I take it I did recently sing at something local. It was, I'm trying to remember, it was a girls organization, like empowerment of girls and giving them life skills and education and resources and all this, and I sang at that. I wish I could think of the name of the organization, but it's local, and I sang at that, and God had to have been with me on that day because I was so nervous walking up to that
Mhm.
stage. My heart was beating into my heels. And right before I put the mic up to introduce myself to somebody, to well, not somebody, but to the audience, somebody fell. I
Oh,
mean, they
wow.
fell hard. It was like boom, and the whole thing just stopped and looked at this lady like, "Oh my God." And in my head, I'm like, "I'm so sorry, man, but thank you, because I just need a second. I just need a breather to just" and it was probably like
Mhm.
over 5 minutes where they were attending to this lady, but at that point, I had enough time to just let my mind go and get out of my own head, and
Mhm.
then when it was time for me to
Mhm.
sing, I just sang, and that was the end, and everybody's like, "Oh, you sounded so good. That was so nice. Oh, you almost made me cry." And I was like, "Probably not, but I thank you so much for being so encouraging for me, because that helps me. That helps my little heart,
Mhm.
and maybe I'll do this again." Oh god, I'm a little
Absolutely.
much
Mhm.
sometimes. So tell me
No, no.
about I am. Oh my god, I am. You don't know. It's okay. You don't know yet. You don't know. It's fine. So tell me about outside of the books,
Mhm,
what has brought you to the place that you are in life now? Because you're a motivational speaker,
yep.
you're a first class trainer. Like, what has
Mhm.
gone on inside of your life that has helped you to build this person that you are today?
Oh, wow. So, yeah, great question. So, I will say, again, just that dealing with trauma of like sexual trauma in college and
Okay.
working through all of the things that go along with that. But then in 2009, actually before 2009, I had started getting sick, and we
Okay.
couldn't really figure out what was going on. It was there was a time I was on an airplane and I passed out on the airplane. Then there was a
Oh my
time I was on
god.
a business trip, actually on the way back from a business trip, passed out on the airplane. And then when we had just gotten here to Illinois, when we had just gotten here to Illinois, I literally had what they thought was a stroke. I
Mm.
walked in and the room, like the floor caved and the walls caved. The floor caved in and the walls caved. And it just started spinning like
Oh
incredible,
my
like this
god.
massive bout of vertigo, and rushed me over to the hospital. And for 6 months, I could not walk. I really couldn't see well. I couldn't stand up straight for 6 months.
Mm.
And they thought it was a stroke, but they were like, yeah, we can't really see anything from the
Yeah.
stroke. And so from that, it like just kind of consistently on, off through the years. There was always something. And so in 2009, I get to the neurologist, and the neurologist, after all these tests, they were like, go to Rush in Chicago. They're gonna do some different kind of brain scans, and we're gonna
Yeah.
figure this out. So the diagnosis comes in, and it's multiple sclerosis, MS. And
Mhm.
I'll never forget sitting in that neurologist's office, and my entire life came to a screeching halt,
I
because
bet, yeah.
all I knew about MS is that it didn't look good. There was no cure
Yeah.
for it, and it just got worse. And
Yeah.
the whole, um like, I went through a mourning period. Like, I don't know if it was depression, as I don't think I've ever had any depression, but I went through this whole mourning of what I had thought life was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, we were gonna do all these things with the kids, and we were gonna all these things, and suddenly I have this diagnosis, and
Mhm.
I'm seeing a wheelchair in my future and this inability to do whatever. And so, ultimately, what I decided to do was take control. Like, I
Yeah.
was not gonna let it happen to me. I was gonna figure out how to make the best of this and do the best to live a long and easy life,
Yeah.
right? I was gonna beat this. And so I started working on nutrition, I started working on exercise and things like that, and just really turning my life around. And in doing so, one of the things that I imparted to my kids was, you can do hard things. Like, when
Yeah.
life comes at you and life starts to lifing, you get two choices. And as a motivational speaker, I tell my audience all the time, whenever something happens, you have two choices.
Yeah.
The first is to just quit and, I can't do this, and let whatever happens happens. And the second
Mhm.
is, we're gonna face this head on. We're gonna
Yep.
figure this out. We're
Yep.
gonna create a new normal or whatever it is. And so that's ultimately what I've done. And so I'm just excited to say that, I was diagnosed in 2009, and it's 2026, and I'm still just plugging along and doing well, and life is good.
Yeah.
There are things to complain about, but I'm absolutely not going to. So we're good.
Like, no, I'm actually doing amazing, so won't be complaining over here.
Absolutely not. No, 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 no.
What was that
No.
like for your family? Like, did they take that diagnosis hard? Because I know sometimes, especially if they don't understand, it's kinda like,
Mm,
"So what does this mean?" And everybody kinda
mhm.
starts to, like, fall apart, and you're like, "But I need y'all to keep it together so that I can keep it together."
Yeah. No, I think well, so the kids were younger. They were at the time of the diagnosis, they were 9 and 7. And so what they kind of knew is that there was sometimes that I couldn't walk and there were sometimes that I couldn't really see well and my balance was off. They kind of understood that, but like the condition itself, they didn't really understand. They just knew that this might be an ongoing thing, right? And so through the years, there would be episodes where I couldn't walk, or episodes where I couldn't see, or episodes where like the pain
Mhm.
was so bad that I really just couldn't do anything. But one of the incredible things that came out of that, as far as like the family and the kids, was
Mhm.
the kids got a level of compassion and understanding that they would not have had otherwise. Like, if I never needed help walking, they wouldn't have gotten the understanding to immediately support. Like,
Yeah.
I would try and get up and I have one of them like come and wrap their arm around me or put my arm around their shoulder or whatever, and they would help me get to wherever it is that I needed to go, or they would do whatever. It's the level of compassion and willingness to be there that they have that
Yeah.
they would not have otherwise gotten, right? Like,
Mhm.
that was invaluable, and my husband, like, that dude stepped to the plate and swung for the fences every single time, like, amazing. So, it's from a from a family support perspective, it was great. Like, we always had a really and have continue to have, we've always had very tight-knit and lots of long conversations and laughing, like, we've always been that family, but
Yeah.
I think that this has, like, brought everyone stronger and closer together.
Yeah. I
Oh.
can I can imagine. Like, my husband, he went through his whole situation, and it was just, like, the way that everybody kinda, "You need anything?" but meant it. "You need
Mhm.
help? You need me to come over? You need me to do this? You need me to do that? The kids,
Mhm.
you need this?
Mhm.
Do we gotta go here? Like, is he okay? Does he need" it was just it's amazing to see that the kids turn into the people that you hope they would turn into in a situation like
Absolutely.
that. And it
Yeah,
also is just
absolutely.
really a testament of what you guys have instilled in them too,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
everybody's kids don't respond that way. Some kids go the opposite direction, and it's just like, well,
Mhm.
that's not my fault.
That's not
But
me. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, for them to have
Mhm.
stepped up like that, it's just really a true testament to how y'all were raising them.
Oh, thank you.
The
Yeah.
question that
I
I
I
really
I
have
kinda
though.
like them.
Yeah, right. They're
I
okay.
kinda like them. They're alright.
So with MS, I know you have to change your diet, right?
Uh-huh.
What how did you change your diet? Were you like one of those people who went to the extreme side of, well, I can't have nothing no more? Or were you kind of just like, I need to feel my way through this and figure out like what works for me, what doesn't?
Yeah, it was the latter. So chicken always made me sick. So that one's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead
What?
and yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, that
always,
hurts. That
always.
hurts.
So I went ahead and, like, kicked chicken to the curb back in, I would say, 2010-ish, and then I would have, like, hamburger, but then I also started noticing, like, when I ate certain things, like, how my body would respond, like the
Mhm.
heavy feeling in the gut and the food not moving and just kinda sitting there, and so I was like, "Okay, let me just look into this a little bit and find out figuring out how long it takes stuff to break down in your stomach and just kind of what things do." And so I was like,
Mhm.
"Okay, let me cut out beef." And so that was the next to go. And then I was like, okay, pork, let's cut that out. And so ultimately, I went vegetarian and then I went vegan for a couple of years, which some people would say that's really extreme. But I gotta say, the best I've ever felt in my life was when I was vegan. I was vegan for 3 years.
Really?
The absolute best I've ever
I
felt
will
in my life.
never find out. Oh my god, that's so amazing. It's a
Yeah,
feeling I'll
the
never know.
best. I
Farthest I've
ended
gone is
up
pescatarian. I've done pescatarian because I really,
Mhm,
really, really like fish and seafood,
mhm.
but, like, vegan?
Yeah.
I'll
No, and
never know
it's
that joy.
oh, no. It was to this day, and I keep thinking, like, I might lean back in that direction, but literally the best I've ever felt in my life was when I went vegan. I went back like, so vegan is no animal products whatsoever, no yogurt, no, milk or cheese or eggs or anything like that. There's 0 animal products, right? And so I was there for 3 years, and then I honestly, I'm addicted to cheese, and so that's what ultimately called me back. So I've been vegetarian, which is primarily plant-based and what have you, but I do have
Mhm.
cheese. That's cheese really is the only cheese and yogurt. Those are the only dairy products that I have, but I don't eat any other meats, like no fish, no chicken, nothing.
Oh, boy. So what was Christmas dinner? What did we do for Christmas dinner?
For the family, they had the regular, the
Okay.
dressing, the turkey, the ham, the whole shebang, and that's been like that for years. So what
Okay.
I'll usually do is I'll have like the sides, without the meat or whatever. There are times that did I have tofu? I don't think I had any tofu. No, I didn't have any tofu. So this Christmas was just all sides and then oyster mushrooms or trumpet mushrooms or something like that as
Okay.
the meat, like people would consider it. But yeah, that's it. And so it's I loved it. Love it.
I will say that I have my times where I can do vegetarian.
Mhm.
Like, I will go through periods of time where I just feel blah from a stomach perspective, and I need a break. So then I'll
Mhm.
do tons of salads, I'll do tons of sauteed mushrooms of different types and stuff like that. I have my moments where it
Mhm.
works out. But me and food, we have this relationship where it's like we might need to separate for a little bit, but we can never divorce. And so I can't see myself being I mean, I guess if I had to be vegetarian, I'd be vegetarian, but like
Mhm.
as a choice, that would be hard.
Yeah.
Like was that for you, was it a tough kinda transition, or was it just like, "Nah, it's cool, I got this."
Yeah, no, it was literally like, I'm gonna give myself the best chance for as much health
Yeah.
as possible. And so for me, it's literally mind over matter. Like I am one of those people that when I set my mind to something, that's what it is. And so
Yeah.
like I'm that person who can just say, hey, this is what it is and this is what it isn't, and that's just what it is. And
Yeah.
it wasn't hard for me. The only thing that I would say that I missed was shrimp and crab, right? And then after a while, if I had shrimp or crab, like, my gut was not happy. So I was just like, "Okay, you know what?
Mm.
We just gonna let this go." But yeah, in terms of how difficult it was, no, I
Mhm.
was like, I've got this monster called MS
Right?
that's chasing me. That literally is chasing me, and so I'm like, "Yeah, no, there's nothing that tastes that good." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing that tastes that good, and so that's just the way that I
Yeah.
operate.
We've been experiencing that with, like, fast food. So
Mhm,
since my husband had his heart attack in October, we have literally been low sodium, low carb, everything, almost 100%.
mhm.
And so it was like, well, I don't have to do that. I will do it with you, but like ever so often, I'm gonna throw a little cheat in there and I'm gonna have something, and he will have like a little bit of something, but not really. But
Mhm,
we've had fast food a couple times, like 2 to 3 since October.
yeah.
And it was just like, this was a waste of a cheat. Like, it just felt so it
Mm,
was it didn't even taste the same, and
doesn't
that
taste
made
good,
me so
exactly.
sad
Mhm.
because I love to eat. Like, I have an
Yeah.
uncle, my uncle passed away when I was, in my 20s, but he used to call me Miss Piggy because of
Mm.
how much I love to eat as my whole life since I got here. My grandma will even tell you that when I was 2 years old, she caught me in the kitchen climbing on the counter to get some ice cream, and she made it for me, and then for dinner, she tried to fill my bowl up just a little bit, and I told her, "You might as well fill it up because I'm just gonna ask for some more." Like, that's my relationship with food. I don't know why I came out the womb like that, but I have always been like
Mhm.
that, and just to switch in the diets has been just night and day. The stuff that you taste even, like, it's like, "Ooh,
Mhm.
this is salty," to whereas it was
Mhm.
perfect before. It just
It was perfect,
it's
yes.
it's it's interesting.
Yeah, it's
It's,
crazy.
it is interesting.
I had some
Whew.
fries. I will leave the company unnamed, but I did have some fries from this place that I used to love, and I had them and I was like, "I taste like all the grease." Like, that was the first taste was like all the grease and all the lard, and I was like, "Okay, no,
Mm-mm.
no, what I thought this was good? Like, no, this is nasty."
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mhm,
It used to be.
mhm. Used to be
So
on.
then yeah, right? Um, gosh darn it, what else I was gonna ask you something. Oh, I know. So with the MS diagnosis, right? Um, did people know? Did you tell people or did you just kind of like deal with that quietly and just try to put on your best face?
No, I definitely told people. I needed an
Okay.
outlet. Like,
Yeah.
I needed it out. Like,
Yeah.
this was a bear. I cannot even explain how big of a bear is, and if anyone has ever dealt with something big like that, like,
Mhm.
it's a bear, and it's hard to think about anything but that, and so, yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely shared it, and, I got as much comfort and love that I could because I definitely needed it, so.
Yeah. 'Cause it's always interesting that when people go through stuff like this, they feel like they have to go through it by themselves. They don't wanna ask
Mhm,
for help. They don't want people to feel sorry for them and have pity on them, and I'm
mhm,
the opposite. Feel sorry for me because I need your help.
mhm. The
Like, I
need the
need you to
help,
do
yeah,
stuff.
right.
Like, I need you to, like, snatch me up out my depression and say, "Get it together, girl." Like, I need y'all's help.
Mhm,
And I think a lot
yeah,
of people feel like they can't say stuff out loud, but, like, yeah, say it
mhm.
out loud, please.
Please and thank you.
Mhm.
Um, because we definitely need it, like, the amount of support that you can get instead of just holding it in and making yourself sicker, quite frankly, by keeping it in and not asking for any kind of help
Mhm.
is yeah. I don't know where that came from, or, back in the day, the old folks used to say, "Keep your business to yourself," and, "Don't be
Yeah.
telling folks stuff." Maybe that's where it comes
Yeah.
from. Um, I I definitely disagree. Like, there are so many people who are willing to help and be there
Mhm.
for you if they knew that something was going on.
I think some of it also too is that we come from mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers that, like, they sucked it up.
Mhm,
Like, they did whatever it was that they had to do as mothers, as workers, as wives, like, whatever it is that they had to do, they sucked it up and they didn't complain because it wasn't gonna happen if they didn't make it happen, and
mm,
we've been out of that for a long time. I mean, unless certain people have circumstances, obviously, where they don't really have the help, but when you have the help, like, it's hard for people to feel like they can unburden themselves and say, "Help me carry
right,
this." And I
right.
wish more
And
people would do it.
I think that there's something to the like we talked about the quiet strength and that perseverance, right? There's
Mhm.
something about keeping it quiet and just kind of muscling through and having all that
Mhm.
strength, and so people look back and say, "Oh, that's a strong man or a strong woman," but there's nothing that says that you can't be a strong man or strong woman and still get support from other people, right? Like,
Yeah.
that though there's no reason that those 2 can't be one and the same.
Right. I think it's just kinda hard, especially as moms, to turn it off. 'Cause
Mhm.
I struggle I don't struggle with saying I need help, I did in the past, I don't, like, currently in my marriage, like, I will, "Babe, I need your help. I need you to I don't know, to I need can
Mhm.
you figure it out for me?" But I think as moms, we get so used to being selfless that when we need to be a little selfish, it's
Abs
hard to turn that off.
Yep.
I still struggle with, like, just doing stuff for myself and
Yep.
not saying, "Well, no, I could actually spend this money here, or we gonna need this, so let me just spend that money there instead, or let me not
Absolutely.
do this." And it's
Mhm.
just that switch. I don't know who hardwired that switch, but I need them to do some reworking it because I need to shut it
Listen,
off sometimes.
all 3 of the boys are out the house, and I'm still like that. "You know, I really don't need that. I don't need to spend money on that."
Ugh,
"What?
right?
What are you doing? What are you doing?" But
I
yeah.
don't know.
Mm,
I'm getting there, and I
mm,
encourage everybody else to get there too. I'm getting there,
quickly, quickly, let us
right?
get there.
Oh, oh my goodness. One of the other things that you mentioned was that you are a motivational speaker and that you
Mhm.
believe in the power of what if. What does that mean for
Absolutely.
you?
Yeah, absolutely. So what if really literal it runs through my DNA. Like it is
Mm.
all through me. Like every single day there's an opportunity to ask what if. And really
Mhm.
what if I firmly believe is a catalyst for the next thing, the next change, the next
Yeah.
idea, the next whatever it is, the next version of yourself. Like what if? It all starts with a what if. Like if you think about like the Wright brothers when they were looking at doing an airplane. Like surely they were just like, what if we could do that? What if we could fly, right? What if we could do
Mhm.
that? And you know, we think about the civil rights leaders and what if it was equal? What if we had our rights the way that everyone else does, right? Like everything in my opinion starts with a what if.
Yeah.
And once you're able to get that what if, that is that's the springboard to let you go.
Mhm.
So again, like when I was diagnosed, there were the two options, right? What if I face this head on? What if I figure this out? What if I do this? What
Mhm.
if I do that? With the book, what if I put it out there, right? And so I put the book out there and then just kind of let it go, and I was invited to book clubs, and we would have book talks and things like that, and in one particular book club, one of the ladies was like, "You absolutely should be on stage right now. Like, you should be on stage talking about your story and this book and the whole 9." And it
Yeah.
kinda sat in the back of my mind, and I was like, "Well, maybe." And then I was like, "Well, what if I did it?
Hello.
What if? What if I do that?" And so I've been on stage at the Women's Expos in Chicago and Atlanta. I've been on Good Day Chicago. I've been on Fox News. I've been at Barnes and Noble. I've been featured in Women's
Wow.
Week and Us Week. Like it's just out there, right? Like
Yeah.
what if? And if I had not gone with the what if, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? I none of this would be happening. Like, I wouldn't be sitting here talking with you right now if it wasn't
Like,
about a what if, you
yeah.
know?
I mean, mine is not as large as yours, but that's how this whole thing happened. It was just like, I don't know if anybody would wanna do my little podcast, but, like, what if they did? Let me
What if
just
they do?
they can only say no. Let me go ahead and throw that out
That's
there and ask.
what is the worst that could happen?
Absolutely nothing. It's not like I'm
Right, like
singing in front of people. It's not like I'm doing karaoke. I'm just asking, "Would you like to talk to me for a little while?" It'll be fine.
well, like, in every single thing, and
Yeah.
I tell the guys all the time, like, the other thing that I try and instill in them is that hard and impossible are 2 different things,
Oh
right?
god, yeah.
Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's impossible, right? Like what if you get up a little bit earlier and study a little bit more? What if you do an extra lap? What if you run an extra
Mhm.
sprint? What if you work just a little bit harder? What if you save a little bit more money,
Yep.
right? Hard and impossible are two different things. And so
Yep.
ultimately, you put in the work and you can achieve your dreams. And I've always firmly believed in that. And I've always told my guys that.
Yeah, mine is impossible is nothing.
Mhm.
My coach in high school, Corey Irvin, shout out to Cocoa Buckets. Um, she took basketball beyond basketball for girls basketball. She tried to make us into women. She tried
Mm,
to instill in us family and values and morals. And one of the phrases for one of the seasons was impossible is nothing. And at near 40, I still constantly say impossible is nothing because everything was
mhm.
impossible at some point. And somebody said, well, what if it's not?
That's right.
Like,
Absolutely right.
impossible is nothing
It's
because
nothing. Mhm.
they just haven't asked what if quite yet. That's all
Yep.
it is. Somebody just needs to ask the question.
Yeah. I think I saw this thing that said everything is impossible until it's done.
Yep.
And that is the truth, right? Like everything's impossible until
Mhm.
it's done. Yeah. So
It
what if we do
whew,
it?
right? So then, like, when you were at that book club and you said, what if I do that?" Like,
Mm.
what what was that journey like? What did you like, did you set out on the path like, "I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this," or just, like, did you just start with one thing and then just kept asking, "Well, what if I did this?"
Yeah, it was more of a one thing at a time. Like I would reach out to friends or whatever and I would say, "Hey, so if you're interested." But then the other thing that was interesting that started happening is I would have people come to me
Mm.
and they would say, "Hey, Shamika, we're doing XYZ or, whatever." So I was a keynote speaker at a women's retreat in October, and it was because they had thought of me back
Mm.
earlier in the year, and they were, like, looking for speakers, and they were like, "Hey, let's tap Shamika. Let's see if Shamika would be available to do it." So, there is the piece of myself looking for opportunities, but there's also the
Mhm.
piece of people coming to me and saying, "Hey, this is what we're looking at. Do you think that you would be this is something that you would be interested in doing?" So actually
Mhm.
last weekend I was a speaker at Operation Snowball, which is a camp and actually it's an organization where the premise is for our young people, our teenagers and middle schoolers to do something positive for someone. And
Mhm.
that person will do something positive for someone else and it snowballs like
Yeah.
that positivity snowballs. So I got the opportunity to speak at their camp to over 100 kids talking
Wow.
about, what they want to do and, all kinds of things. But I instilled the what if in them. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, what if, what if, what if you bet on yourself?
Yeah.
What if, what if you dared to dream? And what if you dared to do the hard work and making sure that they understand that hard and impossible are two different things?
Yeah.
Like, what if they take that to heart? You know what I mean? Like, and so I
Mhm.
I continue to do that. Like I've got additional dates on the calendar where I'll be doing that, like talking to them about the unstoppable power of what if.
Yeah. So that you do you see yourself, like, doing this long term versus, like, your corporate training job? Do you see yourself just becoming this person that just kinda lives and goes out and tries to help other people?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I've been way too blessed to not use
Yeah.
my voice to do all the good that needs to happen in the world. Like there is so many gifts that God has put inside of me
Mhm.
that I'm supposed to in turn get out there into the world. So yes, I absolutely plan to be
Yeah.
public speaking until I can't talk anymore. And then I'll be motivational typing. But I'll just be writing motivational books, letting AI
Hey,
read it.
that's a thing now, and you can
Mhm.
pick your voice and everything.
Pick the voice and everything. But yeah, I'm absolutely 100% until the wheels fall off. I'm going to be doing this motivational speaking and inspirational speaking and telling my story and inspiring. In terms of the corporate training, when I say I love my job, I do mean I love my job. Like I tell you, I will stand there until I will stand there. I will talk to the wall if it stands there long enough, right? We talked about that. Like
Mhm.
I love talking to people. I love motivating people. I love being able to impact people's lives. And as a corporate trainer, I get to help people understand what it is that they're supposed to be doing so that they can
Yeah.
do their job efficiently, so they can provide for their families, they can get those promotions, they can move, they can
Mhm.
do all those things. And so it's incredibly rewarding to do what I do, get to do what I do. I love it. I love that education aspect and helping people grow and be their best selves. So that's
Yeah,
something
that
I
yeah.
I would continue doing that as well.
That's me in HR. So, like, in general, I am not the biggest people person. Not because I
Mhm.
don't like people, but because I call it social anxiety and um I get emptied very fast.
Okay.
And it has to be really something that I really love doing for me to have enough energy for it all. But like, I just get all that social energy and I'm just like, I want to go lay down now. So people always say, you don't even like people, but I work in HR. And I love working in
Mhm.
HR, and I love helping people, and I love,
Yep.
like, pushing people. I always say, "Don't tell me about your goals if you do not want to actually go after your goals, because what's going to
Mm.
happen is I am going to actually start pushing you. If you tell me you would like to go back to school by the end of the day, we're gonna have your classes mapped out, and we're gonna know how much tuition is and when the next semester starts and all those
Yes,
kinds of
indeed.
things. So
Come
don't tell
through.
me that
Yep.
kind of stuff. But I
Mhm.
love helping people. Like it's just that's my thing that I love to do. So I can kind of understand like the not wanting to leave that aspect of it for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can't see myself not helping people. It just doesn't work for me. Even when I'm
Right.
trying just to keep to myself, I end up helping people. It's
Yeah,
hard.
it's a gift. It's a gift, right? Like it's just there is something so rewarding in
Yeah.
helping someone accomplish their goals. It
Yeah.
just yeah, nothing like it.
So one last motivational question that I have for you. What is something for people that are listening and who are kind of stuck in where they are right now and they don't know what they want the next move to be because they're kind of fearful of stepping out on faith. Let's call it stepping out on faith. What is something that you would tell them to remember or to keep in mind or to look towards or whatever, you would
Yeah,
encourage them to do?
yeah. So the first thing is what if you couldn't fail? Like
Mm,
what would you do if you couldn't fail, right?
yeah.
If failure was impossible, what would you do? And that's probably what it is that they want to do. They want to step out and do it. Okay. So
Mhm.
now this is you've said this is what you want to do. This is that thing that you want to
Yeah.
do. So now let's work towards it, right? Let's put a
Mhm.
plan together. How many times a week? How many times a week are you going to work on it? What are the things that you need to do to accomplish it?
Yeah.
Start writing things down. If you're a vision board person, put a vision board together and start checking things off, right?
Yeah.
You have to move. You have to move. I think
Mhm.
it's that the adage that says like a dream without action is just a wish. It's something like that. Like it's never
Yeah.
going to come true unless you move on it. So fear is always going to be there.
Yeah.
Do it anyway,
Yep.
right? That is where it's impossible to really understand how powerful fear is.
Yeah.
What I will tell you, I sat on this book for a year because of fear. And fear, it not what I thought was going to happen didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
So I will say, go for it. Like, be afraid and don't see fear. don't see fear a as a block,
Yeah.
like as a block, as a wall. Don't see fear as a wall. See it as a door. You have a
Mhm.
choice. You can open the door and go through anyway, or you can leave the door closed. But that's what it is. It's fear. Like,
Mhm.
what if everything you wanted was on the other side of fear?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're that person and you're scared, I would say do it anyway. You know what I mean? Put a plan together
Yeah.
and do it anyway. The worst that's going to happen is your plan doesn't work out,
Yep.
but you learned. You got experience from whatever it is you did.
Exactly.
Try it again. Like, try it again. Now you
Yeah.
have experience. You know what I mean? Like, g-
Yep.
J.K. Rowling, if you know J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter,
Mhm.
she got turned down 12 times. She submitted that book 12 times. So think about if she had said, "You know
Mm.
what? That first rejection, that was painful. This is not for me."
Yeah.
Or the second one, or the third one. But she kept doing it, right? Like, fear fear stops a lot of us from getting to
Yeah.
the other side. It there's
Yep.
a lot of dreams that got taken to the graveyard because people were afraid to act on them.
Yeah.
So let's just go for it. Just
We
go for
almost
it.
didn't have no Harry Potter, Lord Jesus.
No Harry Potter, right?
Oh God, I
12
love Harry.
times.
I did
12
not know
times.
that.
Yeah. Rejected
Ooh,
12 different times.
my goodness.
Yeah. Now think about that. Yeah.
But
There's
right.
fear is always going to be there. It is always going to be there. Do it
Yeah.
anyway.
Do it anyway. I like that. I like that as an ending note.
Mhm.
Do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Now, is there anything else that you'd like for the audience to know about you or anything that you got going on or any, son or anything that's in a movie or anything like that?
Yes. Yes, so I actually we one of our 3 guys is an actor. And when he graduated from college, he graduated with a criminal justice degree and a psychology minor. And it was like, oh, okay, so you're going to go to the FBI or the CIA or NCIS or
Mhm.
whatever it is you're going to do. And he was like, so I think I want to pursue acting. And it was like, first my husband was like, say what now? What? And I was like, wait, hold on, hold on. I was like, hold on. Like, that piece of paper, those pieces of paper are
Yeah.
always going to be there. Like,
Yep.
what I don't want for any of my kids or for anyone. I do not want to have someone wake up at 60 and wonder what would have happened if, right? So I was
Mhm.
just like, go for it. Like, go for it. And so he worked hard. He and his girlfriend, they worked really hard. They saved up all kinds of money. They moved to Atlanta and, feet on the ground going for it. And he's been in a couple of commercials, done a couple of things, and he actually picked up a role in a movie. And he'll be in a movie that's coming out on April the 24th. And that movie is called Over Hill Manor. So super excited.
Over Hill Manor.
Over Hill
That is
Manor,
awesome. That is awesome.
yes.
Always gotta
Thank you.
plug the kids now.
I
Okay,
always
where
gotta
can
plug the
people
kids, so
find your
yeah.
stuff?
So my books are available on my website, which is shamikatony.com
Ooh,
or
fancy.
s- or Stony, STONEY books.com. So Stony Books is kind of
Okay.
a play on it. So I have books, but I also book speaking events, and then I also book travel.
Mhm.
So that's kind of a
Oh,
play on it. So Stony Books or shamikatony.com. And then I'll just show you like the couple of
yeah.
books that I have here. So this is what started it all. This is called Discovering the Covering. You can see my International Impact Book Award
Yes, we
winner right
can.
there. So this is the very first one. So these are dramatic Christian romance novels that are also
Okay.
legal thrillers. And then this is the
Oh,
sequel. The sequel is Approaching the
approaching
Bench.
a bench.
So,
Okay.
mhm. And then I also
Nice.
thank you. And then I also branched out and I was like, well, what if I wrote kids books? And so I also write kids books as well.
Get
So
out.
yeah, so I have a kids book called Jameson the Fly. I'm gonna try to get that little glare off, but Jameson
Yeah.
the Fly here. And then
Jameson
this is
Planet
book 1.
Davidson.
Mhm. Book 1, and then The
Wow,
Impossible.
okay.
Yeah. So Jameson is really cool. He was buzzing around in my head, ta-da, for years while I was writing the other novels. And finally I was like, okay, well, let's get Jameson out of my brain and onto paper. And
Yeah.
he is a remarkable little guy with dreams as large as his wings. And Jameson wants to be a
Oh,
fireman. So we get to follow
okay.
him on his quest to be a fireman. But yeah, so
Wow.
got books in, so Amazon, you can find the books in Amazon. You can find Jameson on my websites, and then at the Oswego, Naperville, and Bolingbrook, Barnes& and Nobles.
Oh, okay. So you are
Mm,
close. Okay, okay.
mm,
Look at
yep.
you. You
Listen,
fancy.
I'm trying to
You
make it do
are
what it do, so
talented and fancy. I hear that. Like
thank
just
you. Thank you, thank
do
you.
everything. Do everything.
Listen,
That is like the name of the game today. Do everything. Just do
yeah,
everything. Do it
because why
all.
not?
I
Because why
know.
not? You know? Why
Oh,
not?
I'm on
I
that
will
train.
mm,
I'm about to go
God.
send some emails right now and ask people to be on my podcast. Why? I
Yes,
mean, what
ma'am.
they gonna say? No.
What are they going to say? Exactly. Do
Do
it
it.
anyway.
Yep. Okay, well, I thank you for being with
Thank
us today.
you.
You are awesome, and I wish you the absolute best in everything that you do. I can't wait for y'all to hear this because it's going to be amazing. Thank
Thank
you
you. I'm
so much.
It's been an honor. Thank you, Mallory.
Absolutely, anytime.
Mm, bye.